a joint effort to promote cleanliness and patriotism under the Har Ghar Tiranga Har Ghar Swachhata campaign. The Kohima Rural Division organized a cleanup and plastic waste segregation drive at the Chunlika Block PWMU. Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research has set August 11 as the last day for students applying to UAE universities for the fall 2025 to 2026 session to accept or reject their admission offers. BJP Nagaland's Dimapur office held a meeting on August 9 as part of the ongoing Har Ghar Tiranga campaign and the upcoming Tiranga Yatra. Dealer Sheikh Salim, also known as Salim Pistol, was arrested in Nepal, officials confirmed on Saturday. US President Trump has slapped a 50% tariff on Indian imports and ruled out trade talks until the issue is resolved. Hello viewers, you are watching English Primetime. This is Chumangla and now the news in details. On August 8, Nagaland Police, in collaboration with the Nagaland State Commission for Protection of Child Rights, organized a one-day awareness program on child rights and protection at the police headquarters in Kohima. NSCPCR chairman highlighted the state's commitment to child welfare and the Commission's role in implementing key laws such as the POCSO Act, Juvenile Justice Act, and other legislations related to child trafficking, labor, and abuse. He stressed the crucial role of police in ensuring a safe environment for children. Nagaland DGP Rupin Sharma appreciated the initiative, noting that many children are still unaware of their rights. He said raising awareness among children, parents, and communities is vital to preventing exploitation and abuse. Legal and child rights experts from NSCPCR also spoke on key laws, reinforcing the need for coordinated efforts to strengthen child protection in the state. The monthly District Planning and Development Board meeting for PEG was held on August 8, 2025 at the DC's Conference Hall, chaired by Deputy Commissioner Rosito Nguri. The meeting focused on the growing issues of drug abuse, with members pledging to work towards a drug-free PEG. Development issues discussed included the construction of washrooms at ITI PEG and ambulance procurement for the district hospital and CHC Futsiro. The board agreed to recommend this to the government and advised exploring NGO support, such as from the Hans Foundation. The Agriculture and Sericulture departments presented their activities, and newly posted officers from various departments were introduced and welcomed. The Administrative Training Institute Kohima conducted a week-long training on direct trainer skills from August 4 to 8, 2025 for 12 officers from 7 government departments in Nagaland. The training aimed to help officers develop basic instructional skills in areas like communication, facilitation, assessment, and instructional design, so they can contribute effectively to training programs. The DTS course is part of the Trainers Development Program sponsored by the Department of Personnel and Training, Government of India. On the final day, ATI Director General V. Shashank Shekhar, IAS, encouraged participants to apply the skills learned in their work and serve both the government and the public. An awareness-cum sensitization program on the Chief Minister's microfinance initiative was held at DB's Court DC Office Milori on August 8. Deputy Commissioner of Milori K. Matung Sanglao NCS delivered the keynote address on the CMFI scheme. A PowerPoint presentation on Swalamban Connect Kendra and IDAN was given by SBI Milluri Bank Manager and PEG Credit Coordinator respectively. The event included an interactive session and was attended by the heads of offices, entrepreneurs, SHGAs and Milluri Town Councillors. The Metamnu Festival was celebrated in Shamator on August 8, whereas Kyusho Yumkyung, advisor for youth resources and sports, was the special guest. The advisor talked about the traditional values and importance of the festival. He encouraged everyone to remember the life values taught by their ancestors like truth, simplicity, and respecting elders. He also wished everyone a happy festival and a good season ahead. Short speeches were given by DC Shamator, President of ENSF and YTC Vice President, after which a special performance was given by Chunso and the President of Shamator Town's 11 wards. Yansumong gave the word of thanks. BJP Nagaland's Dimapur office held a meeting on August 9 as part of the ongoing Har Ghar Tiranga campaign and the upcoming Tiranga Yatra. The meeting aimed to plan and coordinate activities for the nationwide initiative which encourages citizens to hoist the Indian flag at their homes. Joining other districts across Nagaland, the Dimapur unit emphasized active participation to promote patriotism and unity ahead of Independence Day.
We want to make a highlights on the Har Ghar Tiranga and Tiranga Yatra programs that we have from 11th to 15th. To which you all know very well that the BJP party Nagaland and India puts nation first in everything that we do. We also subscribe to the notion that our country lives and so do we also live. The Har Ghar Tiranga Yatra started in 2021, coinciding with the 75th independence year of our country, to where the credit of this program goes to our national party, which they institutionalized the flag and brought down to the personal level, signifying that the freedom belongs to everybody, to each and every citizens, that we can gladly and proudly carry the flag with us, and we can hoist the flag also even in our private residences. So it is our party's motto and our objective to see the country's flag flying high with dignity, with honor, and with grace. So the program will start off by Monday at 10 a.m. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow will be Sunday, where all the BJP Karyakartas will be going to church tomorrow. And on Monday, 10 a.m., we'll start off with our program. So, on the 11th, we also have a very important announcement to make. 11th, coinciding with this Har Ghar Tiranga and Tiranga Yatra program, we are also very glad to announce that 11th is our Honorable State President's birthday. So along with this Har Ghar Tiranga and Tiranga Yatra, we will be celebrating his birthday side by side. So starting from 11th, 10 a.m., the BJP party will be organizing a medical camp at all the 11 district hospitals, jail, to which the party would like to thank our Honorable Minister, Sir Paiwangji, for contributing free medicines and helping the party in all its logistic needs. So the party respective district presidents will be visiting all the district jails. And this will be followed by the state office bearers visitation to a very special school, a differently able school by the name Deaf Biblical Seminary here in Dimapur at Naharabari. That will take place at 11:30 a.m. And keeping in tune with the Swachh Bharat on 12th at 6 a.m. in the morning, all the 60 mandals of the BJP party will be conducting cleanliness drive in the respective mandals headed by the mandal presidents. We want to
A meeting was held on August 8 at the Deputy Commissioner's office to prepare for the first ever Banana Festival in Wokha district. The event is part of the One District, One Product program and follows the district's Banana Vision document. Officials from the Agriculture Department and related agencies plan the event's logistics and work assignments to ensure its success. The festival aims to showcase local banana farming, support farmers, increase production, and create steady income. Deputy Commissioner Vinit Kumar stressed the importance of teamwork between departments and the community to make the festival a boost for farming and rural business. Advisor to Urban Development and Municipal Affairs, Jalio Rio, urged NDPP members in Chumukidima to stay loyal to the party and work for the people's welfare. Speaking at the induction of office bearers for 2024 to 2027, he asked members to protect Naga culture, avoid joining for personal gain, and use government schemes well under Chief Minister Nltv Rio's leadership. Jalio praised the party's strong leadership for the opposition-free government and encouraged teamwork with elected officials to achieve the NDPP's State of Excellence goal. Starting from August 4 to 7, free assessment camps were held in Noksan, Chare, Longkem and Sangsang New blocks of Tunsang district to help people with disabilities and senior citizens. The camps organized by CMO Tunsang, Alimko Kanpur and the District Welfare Office provided disability checks, certificates and unique disability ID cards. Dr. Imlitemsu Ojagam led the assessments and informed participants about available benefits. A total of 1,120 people were assessed and 291 disability certificates and UDID cards were given out. The 3rd June Fair 2025, organized by Chichamyafu Mechu Kroto, took place at the Chichama Amphitheater on Friday. The fair showcased the village farming traditions and community spirit. Special Officer to the Chief Minister, Nibali Rio, was the special guest. He said agriculture is very important to Nagaland, with over 70% of people working in farming. He spoke about the PM Kisan scheme, which helps farmers with financial support, and highlighted local programs promoting jobs, tea cultivation and natural farming. The event included speeches and invocation and the opening of a new marketing shed. Awards were given to the top 3 village groups for the displays, and the event encourages preserving traditional farming and involving schools to teach children about these practices. The Lotha Eloi Hoho has expressed concern over reports that traditional Lotha Naga dresses are being commercially woven and sold in shops in Dimapur. LEH Leaders President Tungbeni Ngoli and General Secretary Wonchibeni Patan said this misuse of indigenous designs harms the cultural heritage of the Lotha Naga community. They urged the Dimapur Lotha Eloi Ikung to work with weavers and handloom groups to stop these and protect the traditional patterns. On Wednesday, police recovered an unidentified male body from the Zubzar River near Jakishi village in a suspected murder case, after which Newland Police Station team conducted an inquest with preliminary findings indicating possible foul play. The body has been sent to the district hospital morgue for post-mortem and identification. Authorities have urged the public to help identify the deceased and requested claimants or acquaintances to contact the Newland Police Station at 7085 05 5025. Nagaland Governor La Ganesan was admitted to Apollo Hospitals in Chennai after he fell and hurt his head at his home in T Nagar on Friday. According to Chennai Daily DD Next, sources said he collapsed at home and was taken to the hospital's emergency department unconscious. Early tests showed he might have internal injuries, so he was kept in the hospital for further care and checks. Nagaland Chief Minister Dr. Nepirio wished the governor a quick and full recovery on social media. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister also expressed concern and wished La Ganesan a speedy recovery. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back, viewers. You're watching English Primetime. To celebrate India's 79th Independence Day, a mass social work program was held in Noklak town on Saturday starting at 7 a.m. The event aimed to promote community spirit and cleanliness. Staff from different government departments and local residents from various wards and sectors joined in. All departments and ward councils were encouraged to participate, leading to a good turnout. This social work activity showed the people of Noklak coming together to help keep the town clean and beautiful ahead of Independence Day. In a joint effort to promote cleanliness and patriotism under the Har Ghar Tiranga, Har Ghar Swachhata campaign, the Kohima Rural Division, in collaboration with the District Administration, Semenyu, Kithaga Students Union and Semenyu Green District Initiatives, organized a clean up and plastic waste segregation drive at the Chunlika Block PWMU. The initiative focused on creating awareness about environmental sustainability and the importance of maintaining clean public spaces. Volunteers and participants actively engaged in collecting plastic waste and educating the local community about the need for the responsible waste disposal. The campaign emphasized both civic responsibility and national pride as part of the lead up to Independence Day celebrations. Tripura Legislative Assembly Speaker Bishwa Bandhu Sen had a heart attack on Friday evening while travelling by train from Agartala to Dharmanagar. The attack happened in the railway station bathroom and he was taken to Tripura Medical College Hospital, Hapaniya. Many leaders, including Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha, Opposition Leader Jitendra Chaudhary, Congress MLA Srip Roy Burman, Chief Whip Kalyan Saha Roy and Tourism Minister Sushanta Chaudhary visited him at a hospital and wished him a quick recovery. Doctors found bleeding inside his brain and performed emergency surgery at a private hospital in Agartala.
হঠাৎ করে কার্ডিওভাস্কুলার অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে। আজকে সকালেও আমার বাড়িতে গিয়েছিল, আমার বাংলোতে, সরকারি বাংলোয়। সেখানে তো সুন্দরভাবে কথাবার্তা হয়েছে এবং কোনো অসুস্থতার লক্ষণ আমি তো দেখিনি। উনিও এমনিতে আমরা বলি কেমন আছো, উনি বললেন যে আমি খুব ভালো, কোনো সমস্যা নেই, আই এম ভেরি মাচ ফিট। তো সেখানে থেকে বেরিয়ে শুনলাম এরপরে বৃক্ষরোপণ কর্মসূচিও ছিল। তো বাস এতটুকুই খবর। পরবর্তী সময় আজকে একটা প্রোগ্রাম আমার একটা ছিল আগরতলার মধ্যে, আমি স্টেজের মধ্যেই ছিলাম। সেখানে হঠাৎ করে যখন আমার সেখানে বক্তব্য দেওয়ার কথা ছিল, হঠাৎ কেউ এসে বললো যে এরকম ঘটনা, ওনার তো স্ট্রোক করেছে, কোথায় আছে টিএমসি। তো আমি কোনো রকমে ওই জায়গায় দু চারটি কথা বলে আমি সেখান থেকে টিএমসিতে আমি যাই। টিএমসিতে যাওয়ার পর আমি চিন্তা করলাম যে যখন খবর নিলাম পুরো ডিটেলস, আমি ভাবলাম কোথায় কোথায় পরবর্তী সময়ে কি করলে, কোন ডাক্তারবাবুর সাথে যোগ করলে ওদের সাথে আমি।
On August 7, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan condemned the attack on Catholic priests and nuns in Odisha's Jaleshwar, calling it Hindutva vigilantism. He said the incident was based on false accusation of religious conversion. Vijayan accused members of the Sangh Parivar of stopping vehicles carrying priests and nuns in Balasore district on August 5, suspecting them on forced conversion. He described this as part of a wider communal campaign against Christians in India, referencing recent arrest of nuns in Chhattisgarh. The Chief Minister urged secular and democratic forces to unite against such acts, which he said are allowed due to government impunity. Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh revealed on August 9 that the Indian Air Force shot down 5 Pakistani fighter jets and 1 large surveillance aircraft, seemingly an AWACS, during Operation Sindhu. These aircraft were taken down using India's powerful AS-400 surface-to-air missile system from a record distance of about 300 km, marking the largest surface-to-air kill ever. Operation Sindhu was launched in early May as a response to the terror attack in Pahalgam and represented a coordinated and precise military operation aimed at neutralizing terrorist infrastructure across LOC and Pakistan. The success highlights India's advanced defense capabilities and strategic planning. India's most wanted arms dealer, Sheikh Salim, also known as Salim Pistol, was arrested in Nepal, officials confirmed on Saturday. Delhi Police Special Cell and Indian security agencies worked with Nepal police to catch him. Salim had been supplying weapons from Pakistan to India for many years. Investigators found links between him, Pakistan's ISI, and the criminal group D Company. He supplied guns to top gangsters like Lawrence Bishnoi and Hashim Baba, and his name also came up in the Sidhu Moosewala murder case. Four helicopters are helping rescue people stranded in Uttarkashi, Uttarakhand after flash floods and landslides caused deaths and damage. So far, 9 people have been evacuated from the disaster-hit Dharali area, which remains cut off. 4 people have died and 49 are still missing. Helicopters are flying rescue missions on the 5th day of operation. A Chinook helicopter delivered a generator to a relief camp on Saturday morning. The floods damaged power and communication lines, but restoration work is ongoing. Engineers from Reliance arrived Friday night to assist. A Bailey bridge is being built urgently to improve access. However, the Gangotri highway is damaged in many places, making rescue work difficult.
देखिए, रेस्क्यू एफर्ट पूरे ज़ोर से और पूरे एक गति से चल रहा है। आज भी सुबह यद्यपि मौसम का कुछ फोरकास्ट उतना अच्छा नहीं था, परंतु एक क्लियर विंडो मिलने से आज बहुत बड़ी संख्या में सॉर्टीज़ कर ली गई हैं भारतीय वायुसेना से और युकाडा के चॉपर से, और जिससे कि बचे हुए जो वहाँ पे यात्री थे उनको वहाँ से निकाल दिया गया है। और बाकी अन्य लोग जो वहाँ फंसे हुए थे उनको लगातार निकाला जा रहा है। ये ऑपरेशंस आज अगर वेदर ठीक रहा तो कंप्लीट हो जाएंगे। बड़ी उपलब्धि है कि जो राहत सामग्री है, जो ड्राई राशंस हैं, दवाइयाँ हैं, ये सब भी बड़ी संख्या में पहुंचा दी गई हैं। और चिनूक की 2 सॉर्टीज से जो जनरेटर्स हैं, जो उससे जैसे पावर बैकअप के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी था और नेटवर्क को मेंटेन करने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, वो भी हैवी जनरेटर्स पहुंचाए जा चुके हैं।
मैं 3 दिन से यहीं पे हूँ। हमारे यहाँ से 200 के ऊपर श्रद्धालु यहाँ पर मतलब आए थे। मतलब आते तो बहुत है, लेकिन जिस दिन ये हादसा हुआ रैली का, उस को यहीं वहीं पे थे, गंगोत्री के आसपास ही थे। लेकिन भगवान के दया से सभी बच गए हैं, किसी को मतलब कोई कैजुअल्टी नहीं है। और 2 दिन में हमने बहुत सारे लोग हैं, और करीब करीब 90% लोगों को हमने यहाँ से भेज दिया है। देहरादून के एयरपोर्ट पे भी कुछ लोग हैं, कुछ हरिद्वार में भी है, और सब सेफ है। यहाँ बहुत अच्छा सहयोग यहाँ की शासन ने, प्रशासन ने हमें किया है।
रोड का काम चल रहा है यहाँ पे भी। रोड अब हमें लग रहा है आज शाम तक ये रोड हमारा धराली से बाईपास हो जाएगा और उधर गंगनानी का ब्रिज भी शाम तक रेडी हो जाएगा। सोनगाड़ वाला काम उसके बाद पेंडिंग रहेगा, वो 2-3 दिन का काम है। तो आई होप कि 3 या 4 दिन में रोड का नेटवर्क हम जोड़ पाएंगे। इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी और लाइट के लिए, लाइट आज शाम को यूपीसीएल को सामान और उनके मैन पावर आ गई है, तो सोनगढ़ वाला इलाके में उन्होंने अपना काम शुरू कर दिया है। तो आज शाम तक या रात तक बिजली का आपूर्ति इधर हो जाएगी। मुखवा धराली में बिजली चालू है हमारे उरेडा से, कल शाम से चालू है, नेटवर्क चालू कर दिया है। इस इलाके में जो प्रॉपर नेटवर्क है, अभी प्रॉपर नेटवर्क नहीं आ पा रहा है, प्रॉपर नेटवर्क शाम तक या रात तक आज जियो का चालू हो जाएगा।
बाई चॉपर के थ्रू यहाँ पे हमने अपना पूरा मटेरियल चॉपर के थ्रू वहाँ पे हेलीपैड पे लैंड करवाया था। वहाँ से हमने आईटीबीपी की हेल्प लेके पूरा मटेरियल मुखवा गांव में पहुंचाया। अभी जो हमारा आगे का प्लान है, जो हमारी जो धराली गांव में, वहाँ पे पहले नेटवर्क को स्टेबल करना है, जिसके थ्रू हम अपना मुखवा गांव में भी नेटवर्क हमारा बाई एयर रेंज पहुंच जाएगा, जिसके बाद ये पूरा एरिया जो है पूरा नेटवर्क में आ जाएगा।
अभी रेस्क्यू में जो भी यहाँ पर पैसेंजर, जो भी टूरिस्ट यहाँ पर स्ट्रैंडेड हो गए थे, जो फंस गए थे, उनमें से 232 को अभी तक हम भेज चुके हैं और अपनी 29 सॉर्टीज भी टेक प्लेस हो चुका है। अभी 32 लोग वहाँ पर हेलीपैड पे हैं और बाकी के और भी 90 लोग हैं जो कि गंगोत्री से अभी आ रहे हैं, रास्ते में हैं, वो फंसे हुए।
देखिए, रेस्क्यू एफर्ट पूरे
More than 100 Japanese devotees carried milk pots and performed special prayers at Palani Hills in Tamil Nadu's Dindigu on Saturday. The group, dedicated to learning Tamil traditions, have been visiting temples and ashrams for over a year. At Pulipani ashram, they walked the Girivalam path to the Tiruvavinnankudi Murugan temple, performing Abhishekam with milk pots. Led by Balakamba Gurumuni Siva Adinam, the devotees plan to visit all 6 sacred abodes of Lord Murugan, praying for global peace and well-being. Sivananda Pulipani Patira Swamigal welcomed the group and guided their worship rituals. India's first national park, the Jim Corbett Tiger Reserve, celebrated its 89th Foundation Day on Friday. Established on August 8, 1936 as Heli National Park, it was renamed in 1957 in honor of famed hunter-turned-conservationist Jim Corbett. A landmark in India's conservation history, the park was the launch site of the iconic Project Tiger in 1973. Today, it reportedly hosts the highest number of tigers in the country and remains a vital biodiversity hotspot, home to elephants, leopards, crocodiles, birds, and more. A popular ecotourism destination, Corbett boosts the legal economy and employment. As it steps into its 90th year, it continues to symbolize India's dedication to wildlife conservation.
कॉर्बेट राष्ट्रीय उद्यान की जो परिकल्पना थी वो 1907 में की गई थी सबसे पहले, परंतु 1936 में जाके इसका नोटिफिकेशन हुआ। शुरुआत में इसको हिली नेशनल पार्क कहा जाता था, जिसको बाद में कुछ समय के लिए रामगंगा नेशनल पार्क कहा जाने लगा। और जब जिम कॉर्बेट की 1955 में उनकी मृत्यु हुई, तो उनका जो रोल था इस पूरे पार्क को एस्टेब्लिश करने में, इस राष्ट्रीय उद्यान को एस्टेब्लिश करने में, उसको याद करते हुए 1957 में इस पार्क का नाम कॉर्बेट राष्ट्रीय उद्यान कर दिया गया। जब 1973 में प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर की पूरे देश भर में शुरुआत हुई तो कॉर्बेट को ही चुना गया 9 अन्य टाइगर रिजर्व के साथ, और कॉर्बेट को चुना गया इस प्रोजेक्ट की शुरुआत करने के लिए। तो ये प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर की जो जन्मस्थली है वो भी कॉर्बेट है। तब से लेकर अब तक अगर वन्यजीव संरक्षण की बात करें और स्पेशली अगर बाघ संरक्षण की बात करें तो कॉर्बेट ने अपना जो सर्वोच्च स्थान है उसको मेंटेन किया हुआ है। हमारे यहाँ इस समय 260 टाइगर पाए जाते हैं, जो कि इंडिया में किसी भी टाइगर रिजर्व में सबसे ज़्यादा है।
जब बंदूकों का और सड़कों का विस्तार हो रहा था दुनिया में, तो उस दौर में जंगली जानवर कहाँ जाएंगे, बाघ जैसे जो या अन्य दुर्लभ प्राणी कहाँ जाएंगे, ये सोच के जिम कॉर्बेट नाम के एक शिकारी और कथा लेखक थे, उन्होंने इस अवधारणा को जो है अंग्रेज तत्कालीन जो सरकार थी उसके सामने रखा और मेल्कम हैली ने उसका समर्थन किया। और जो हमारा पाटलीदून एरिया है, जो कॉर्बेट टाइगर रिजर्व का हृदय स्थल कहा जाता है, ढिकाला उसके आसपास का क्षेत्र, उस क्षेत्र को ये माना गया कि यहाँ पे ना तो कोई शिकार होगा, क्योंकि उस समय शिकार अलाउड था, और ना ही कोई मानवीय गतिविधियां होंगी, जंगल को एज इट इज छोड़ा जाएगा। तो हेली नेशनल पार्क के रूप में ये भारत ही नहीं बल्कि एशिया का पहला नेशनल पार्क अस्तित्व में आया।
कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क की अगर हम बात करें तो ये भारत का ही नहीं एशिया का पहला नेशनल पार्क है, और 8 अगस्त 1936 को इसकी स्थापना हुई थी ब्रिटिश टाइम में। और हमारे लिए काफ़ी खुशी की बात यह है कि यहाँ पर केवल बाघ ही नहीं, उसके अलावा बहुत से अन्य जीव जंतु, यहाँ पर विविधता जो है बहुत अच्छी है, और एक छोटे क्षेत्र में ज़्यादा संख्या में जीवों का पाए जाना कहीं ना कहीं ये इसके संरक्षण के प्रति और जागरूकता के प्रति लोगों के रुझान को भी दर्शाता है।
रामनगर के लिए तो एक बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य का विषय है, बड़ा दिन है हमारे लिए आज, क्योंकि रामनगर की जो संपूर्ण रोजगार जो है इस कॉर्बेट टाइगर से जुड़ा हुआ है। और कॉर्बेट टाइगर में जो है रिजर्व के क्षेत्र में जो है
At least 65 families from India and the UK who lost loved ones in the June 12 Air India crash have hired US-based law firm Basley Allen to explore legal action. The firm's aviation attorney Mike Andrews visited the crash site in Ahmedabad and met victims' families in Vadodara. Andrews said families may pursue a product liability case in a US court depending on the crash investigation's findings. He called on the Indian government to release flight data and cockpit voice recordings for analysis. The Air India flight AI-171, a Boeing 787-8 crashed shortly after takeoff, killing 241 on board and 19 on the ground.
Yes, we currently represent citizens both in India and the UK, and our current number of families is at least 65, maybe 70 at this point. All of our families have contacted us with requests for answers and assistance and transparency. They want information. They want to know what happened. They want to know what their options are. And they want to know why this happened and how this can be prevented from happening to another family. Right now, we are keeping an open mind. We don't know what happened. We think that anyone who has jumped out there and had a knee-jerk reaction and speculated that it's Air India versus Boeing or Boeing versus Air India is premature. That's speculation. That's a guess at this point, and we don't know. That's why, by the way, release of the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder is so crucial. We have to have that information so that everyone knows what happened. Anyone who would blame one party over the other right now is premature. Right now, we don't know. Right now, we just don't know. We know that the allegation is the switches were moved. And we know that there's been a very small piece of information released from the cockpit voice recorder that was leaked in the United States. What we don't know is the larger context. What other conversations were there that were being had in the cockpit? We don't know if there were any uncommanded inputs from the throttle control system or the FADEC software. And again, once we have the flight data recorder, we'll know that. So the most important thing that families are asking for is transparency. They want answers. They want the data. They want the data to be released to their attorneys and the experts, because we know that Air India and the government has this information, right? And we think to this point, they've probably acted appropriately in downloading and assessing that data. But at this point, it's time to reveal and share that data so that the experts can help the families understand what happened. We saw a site that had very obviously been involved in an awful tragedy. The scene had been cleaned up at the time we were there, but you still get a sense of the magnitude of what's happened, the size of the scene, and we spoke with people who.
A three-day hunger strike began Saturday in Kargil, Ladakh, led by the Kargil Democratic Alliance and Leh Apex Body, demanding statehood, 6 scheduled status, separate Lok Sabha seats for Leh and Kargil, and a public service commission. Protesters criticized the centre's delay in talks, calling for restoration of democracy and constitutional safeguards for Ladakh.
आज के जो हंगर स्ट्राइक है वो इसलिए रखे गए हैं क्योंकि लद्दाख के डिमांड्स हाईकमांड तक, वहाँ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट तक पहुंचाए थे बार मीटिंग्स हुए, लेकिन कोई कंक्लूजन नहीं निकला। और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का एक एटीट्यूड रहा है, वो ये दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, हमें लद्दाख के लोगों का परवाह नहीं है, हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। तो हम अपनी आवाज पहुंचाना चाहते हैं कि लद्दाख कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है हिंदुस्तान के लिए। वो जिस एटीट्यूड से लद्दाख को आज देख रहे हैं कि यार ये जितना भी चिल्लाएं, जितना भी बोलें, क्या फर्क पड़ता है। अगर यही एटीट्यूड रहता है तो ये बहुत बड़ा मसला है, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है किसी भी देश के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है उनके बॉर्डर एरियाज। जब तक बॉर्डर एरिया स्ट्रॉन्ग हो, बॉर्डर के लोगों के सिंपैथीज, बॉर्डर के लोगों के सेंटिमेंट्स आपके देश के साथ जुड़ा हो, तब तक आपके देश पे कोई भी आंख उठा के नहीं देख सकते। लेकिन आपका बॉर्डर एरियाज आपके कमजोर हो, वहां के लोगों में गुस्सा हो, गम गुस्सा हो, तो वो चीज किसी भी देश के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा मसला बन सकता है। तो आज हम ये आवाज देना चाहते हैं कि हमारी मांगे सुनी जाए, बहुत जायज मांगे। हम क्या मांगते हैं? स्टेटहुड मांगते हैं, हम मांगते हैं 6 शेड्यूल मांगते हैं, 2 पार्लियामेंट्री सीट मांगते हैं। कोई नाजायज डिमांड है ही नहीं, सारे जायज डिमांड है। तो हम चाहते हैं सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हमारी बातें सुने।
लद्दाख को 6ठे शेड्यूल में लाए जाने की जो डिमांड है, और फिर पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन के लिए और लेह और कारगिल के लिए अलग अलग लोकसभा में अलग अलग सीटों की डिमांड है। ये 4 डिमांड्स को लेकर हम एक लंबे समय से सरकार के साथ बातचीत कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सरकार की तरफ से वादे के बावजूद अपने वादे को पाबंद नहीं रहे वो, और एक लंबे समय से उन्होंने बातचीत का सिलसिला बंद किया है। तो एक बार फिर हमने पीसफुली और डेमोक्रेटिकली अपना प्रोटेस्ट किया है। हम उम्मीद करते हैं सरकार तक ये बात पहुंचे। लद्दाख के लोगों के साथ ये कॉलोनियल ट्रीटमेंट बंद होना चाहिए। लद्दाख में जल्द अज जल्द डेमोक्रेसी रिस्टोर किया जाना चाहिए, और जो 6ठे शेड्यूल की सरकार ने जो वादा किया था 6ठे शेड्यूल के लिए, वो जल्द अज जल्द लद्दाख में जो है इंक्लूड लद्दाख को किया जाए 6ठे शेड्यूल के अंदर। लद्दाख में 6 साल से पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन नहीं है, जल्द अज जल्द पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन का भी क़याम अमल में लाया जाए। यही डिमांड्स थी। इन चीजों को लेकर के हम आज यहाँ अनशन पे हैं। ये 3 दिनों का अनशन रहेगा, और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि सरकार इन चीजों को पॉजिटिवली लेकर के हमारे इन डिमांड्स को एड्रेस करने का पूरा जो है वो कोशिश करेंगे।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज के जो हंगर स्ट्राइक है,
A Delhi court has denied alleged middleman Christian Michael James' plea for release in the Augusta Westland VVIP chopper case, noting he has already served the maximum sentence of 7 years for the alleged offences. The court stated that Michael's requests have been previously considered by the Supreme Court, Delhi High Court and itself. Michael was extradited from Dubai in December 2018 and arrested by the CBI and ED. Though granted bail in both cases earlier this year, he remains in Tihar jail awaiting passport renewal, having not furnished bail bonds. The CBI alleges a Rs 2,666 crore loss to the exchequer from the 2010 chopper deal, while the ED charge sheet claims Michael received Rs 225 crore in kickbacks. The Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research has set August 11 as the last day for students applying to UAE universities for the fall 2025 to 2026 session to accept or reject their admission offers. Students must confirm their acceptance and complete all remaining steps through the ministry's online portal by this date. MOHESR asks students to log in using the UAE Pass and use the Student and Scholarship Registration Service on the ministry's website. There are 59 higher education institutions available for registrations, and more details are available on the ministry's website. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has firmly denied reports that U.S. forces will be allowed to enter Mexico to fight drug cartels. Speaking on Friday, she stated there is no agreement for U.S. military involvement, calling such action absolutely ruled out. She emphasized that Mexico will continue cooperating with the U.S. through intelligence sharing but opposes any foreign military presence on its soil. The U.S. government under President Donald Trump designated several cartels as foreign terrorist organizations and has planned potential military operations against them. However, legal challenges remain, especially without congressional approval or if innocent people are harmed. Since her election in 2024, Sheinbaum has stepped up efforts against cartels, notably the Sinaloa cartel. Authorities recently reported a significant drop in fentanyl seizures. U.S. Senator Tom Cotton praised the designation of cartels as terrorist groups, calling it a strong move to fight drug violence. On August 9, the head of Breshna company said Afghanistan's electricity imports from Tajikistan have dropped sharply this summer, from 400 MW last year to about 310 to 320 MW. This shortfall of 80 to 90 MW is due to drought, climate change, and reduced cross-border supply. To meet demand, Breshna activated thermal generators using 2 lakh to 250,000 liters of diesel daily, allowing 12 to 13 hours of power supply to consumers. However, the cost to produce electricity is high at 35 Afghanis per kWh, while consumers pay between 2.5 and 14 Afghanis, causing losses for the company. Residents in Kabul are struggling with frequent power outages and are urging the authorities to fix the issue, while experts call for more investment in domestic energy. On August 9, Paris opened an investigation after Israeli Rabbi David Daniel Cohen threatened French President Macron online over France's plan to recognize Palestine. Interior Minister condemned the threats and reported them to authorities. Meanwhile, on the same day, France tightened visa rules for Algerian diplomats amid growing diplomatic tensions over deportations and security issues. Macron suspended a 2013 visa exemption for Algerian officials and asked Schengen countries to consult Paris on visas. The move aims to address Algeria's refusal to accept deported nationals and improve security cooperation. US President Trump has slapped a 50% tariff on Indian imports and ruled out trade talks until the issue is resolved. The move has sparked criticism from US lawmakers and Indian leaders who call it a bullying tactic. India urges reforms and seeks alternatives like an EU trade deal. Moody's warns of slowed GDP growth but expects strong domestic demand to soften the blow. Brazil's President Lula signed a bill easing environmental licensing but vetoed 63 provisions that would have weakened protections. Backed by agribusiness, the bill drew criticism from environmental groups. Lula's changes retain stricter rules for key projects and introduce a fast-track permit with safeguards. The move helps keep Brazil's deforestation and climate goals on track. Ukrainian President Zelensky has firmly rejected the upcoming Alaska summit between former U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, stating Ukraine will not give its land to the occupier. The summit, expected to focus on the Ukraine war, has sparked concerns in Kyiv over potential compromises. Zelensky stressed that any talks must respect Ukraine's sovereignty. Analysts warn that if Putin signals willingness to negotiate while Ukraine relies heavily on European leaders like Mark Rutte and Ursula von der Leyen, Kyiv risks losing diplomatic influence and vital financial backing.
That's been fought over for 3.5 years with, a lot of Russians have died, a lot of Ukrainians have died. So we're looking at that, but we're actually looking to get some back. And some swapping. It's complicated. It's actually nothing easy. It's very complicated, but we're going to get some back. We're going to get some switched. There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both. And but we'll be talking about that either later or tomorrow or whatever.
A teenage gunman opened fire near Times Square's 44th Street and 7th Avenue early Saturday, injuring 3 people, an 18-year-old woman and 2 men aged 19 and 65. All are stable. The suspect was arrested on the spot and a firearm was recovered. The incident follows last week's deadly shooting at a Midtown skyscraper that left 4 dead, including an off-duty officer. India won 7-0 against Turkmenistan in their second Group D match of the AFC U20 Women's Asian Cup qualifiers on Friday. Captain Shubhangi Singh and Sulanjana Rao both scored 2 goals each, helping secure the big win. With this victory, India leads Group D with 4 points and a goal difference of 7. Hosts Myanmar are second with the same points but a lower goal difference. India's wicketkeeper batter Rishabh Pant is likely to miss the upcoming Asia Cup and possibly the home test series against West Indies due to a toe fracture. Pant got injured during the 4th test against England in Manchester when a ball hit his foot. Despite the injury, he played the next day and scored a 50. Medical scans showed a fracture, ruling him out for 6 weeks. The Asia Cup will be held in the UAE from September 9 to 28, with India's first match against UAE on September 10. The West Indies Test series starts in India in early October. That's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching Nltv.